How's it going, everyone? It's your boy Dak908, aka the Dig Dug himself, and today we're going to be going over the Brave style for the Switch Axe. Now, the Switch Axe isn't a weapon that I myself like to use a whole lot, but it's actually kind of fun now, especially with the Brave style. Now, first and foremost, let's talk about the buttons that you have standard. Now, your standard X combos are still there. You can do forward X, so that way you give yourself a forward advancing attack. A still just is the side chop, and you can turn that into other combos by using X into like forward, or excuse me, A into forward X, or what have you. Just pretty standard for the Switch Axe, nothing really big there. When you go into sword mode, however, you still have your A infinite, and you still have your X and your A infinite. The only thing you cannot do though is you cannot go from a sword attack into an axe attack. You know how you used to be able to flawlessly go from one to the other? You can't do that. Not until you get into Brave mode, however. Before we get to that, let's talk about our Brave stance attacks. Now, in order to go into Brave stance, you were to hold Y. You don't have to hold Y, but if you hold it, you can stay in this animation, and you can attack out of it using X or A. Now, we're just going to tap it because tapping is quicker, and it's pretty much what you're probably going to do when you actually use the weapon yourself. So, the X attack from the Brave stance should be reminiscent to a certain hunter art, if you will. It seems to be half of the I forget what it was called, but you guys should know if you know Switch Axe. It's like half of that particular hunter art. Really good for advancing and knocking anything that's in a wide area around you. Really good if the monster is really big or there's a lot of things around you. Now, there isn't one for the A, but there is one, however, for when you go into sword mode. So if you were to do Y, X, and R, you actually do it into the sword mode, which is pretty cool. You could do the same thing back. You go from sword to axe again. Also, when you're in sword mode, there's a R and A, I believe. Let me double check that. There is an R and A, that's right. You can go from sword to axe again from the sideways chop. Okay, well, there you go. That's the Brave stance attacks for the Switch Axe. Now, Brave, if you guys understand, is simply just this new it's like the adept killer. Okay, once you go into the Brave stance, you gain invincibility from like adept dodging out of the way, kinda, but it's pretty broken. We've done a couple videos like this already, but I'm still baffled as to how broken this stupid style is. Regardless, let's go get some Brave meter, and then when I come back, I'll show you guys what Brave mode Switch Axe actually does. Okay, now that we have some meter, what you can do with the sword mode, the Brave mode Switch Axe is pretty interesting. From the rip, you really don't get anything from standard axe mode besides the fact that you can actually dash now. So similar to that of the Greats, where you can dash with your axe out. The big draw, however, is once you go into sword mode, you actually are given, with your burst, you're given 2 bursts, so you can go boom boom. That's really cool in my opinion. Another thing is you can combo with your like back out from sword into axe mode. You can combo from sword into axe mode and then back into it really easily. So quickly, if we just do the standard A, we can do RA into RX back into sword. That's really cool, and you could do it the same way the other way around. So if we were to do I messed that up. If we were to do X into A, back into X to R and X, and back into A. You know what I mean? It's pretty insane. So pretty much what Brave mode allows you to do is it's mainly for the sword. With the sword, you can actually do extravagant combos with going in and out of axe mode, like in and out, back in and back out again. So it's really cool. If you do it really well, you can go from sword to axe to sword to axe to sword to axe, sword to axe to burst. You know what I mean? And then with the double burst, boom boom. But that's pretty much it with the Switch Axe. I think it's a lot of fun. It's a straightforward, I guess you could call it a buff, if you will. The only thing they took out from before was the ability to switch from sword to axe mode. And that's not really that big of a deal. But the ability for you to actually be able to combo from sword to axe while maintaining a high amount of damage is pretty cool. And also, get Brave mode. So I look at this as a straightforward buff for people who like Switch Axes. But with that being said, everyone, this has been your boy Dak908, aka the Dig Dug himself. Let me know if you found this video relatively informative, and if you did, I'll make more videos just like this. And again, what weapon would you like to see next? It's been your boy.